So have you ever wanted to write in a language that you're learning, but you feel kind of stuck on it, like you don't even want to try because you're going to suck so bad, because you are going to suck so bad? Well, let's change that. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I write in my target language. I'm not fluent, but writing helps me become more confident. It helps me learn grammar and vocab, and I do all of this while actually using the language that I want to learn as well. So I call this method the 3-pen method. 3 pens, and it's a method. Basically, I use one pen to just write whatever sentence I want to write. I use another pen to write down words that I just don't know. So say I'm writing a sentence and I come across a word that I couldn't even guess what it is. I look it up, I write it in a different color. And then lastly, I use my last pen to edit the sentence that I wrote. Method with 3 pens. Now, when you're writing one of these sentences, you want to make sure to leave like double space this sentence here, because you do need to leave space to make edits. So take up a lot of space on the paper, it's fine, you're learning and this is all a part of it. And the point of writing isn't to be perfect the very first time, it's to write the way that you think it should be written and then edit it after that and make mistakes and then learn from the mistakes. So don't go on to DeepL or Google Translate and just write a sentence and copy it over. Write the horrible, just complete sentence that you think it would be and that you would say to somebody even though you'd be embarrassed, and then edit it after, and you'll learn much faster than if you just go into Google Translate every time, because when you do that, you're really just learning to depend on Google Translate, so don't do it. Okay, so when you're writing these sentences too, you can just come up with random sentences, but I think it's actually better to write down what you're thinking about or what's happening in your life right then, because it you attach yourself to it a little more emotionally. And I don't know, I feel like it's just easier to understand something when there's a reason behind it versus just I went to the market today and bought some fruit. You could be like, wow, my friend upset me because of so-and-so, or I had a really hard time at school because of this. If you actually write what's happening in your day-to-day or write what you're thinking about, I just find that it kind of sticks in your brain a little bit better. So try writing about that instead of just random sentences, kind of like I did in this example. Don't write about markets and fruit. Write about something more specific and important to you. So some things that you want to make sure that you do when you're doing this is to, again, not use Google Translate too much, not use DeepL too much. Make sure you're thinking about words. When you're trying to recall words, that's when you start to learn them more. So if you're really struggling to recall something but you think you know it, maybe you can look it up, but spend some time to actually try to recall it, and then maybe write the rest of the sentence and the word that you're looking for might pop into your head. So don't just go to Google Translate super quick. That's really important, I think. And then also don't skip the editing phase. That's the whole point, is to figure out what you're doing wrong. So once you write it, make sure to go back and change it. And then if you've got too many scribbles, you can rewrite the sentence correctly. And also don't write it in English. So I do this exercise completely in my target language, which is Portuguese, and I don't write in English at all. I will translate some of the words that I don't know into English, but sometimes I don't. The point is to just have the language in your brain and use the language, and not really focus too much on memorizing words, but just using words, and then they'll just kind of get sucked in there, just in your brain. Then you're good to go. A cool thing about this too is you can track progress really easily. So if you have a little notebook like I do, and I take notes in my notebook, it's not just writing sentences like this, but I'll take notes for work and everything, so I'm not really going to show all those, but I will show the notes that I kind of made for this video. But what I can do is at the very beginning, I can see words that I didn't know, and then I can flip through it, and then I can see words that I do know now. And so it kind of evolves through it, and it's this first grade level all the way up to the first and a quarter level that I'm at now. But you can see your progress, and it's kind of cool actually to hold the book, and then by the end of it, maybe you're writing perfect sentences all the time at a Oxford level, and you're a genius in that language. So yeah, let me know what language you're learning and if this works for you, or if you have any other tips that you might rely on when writing or when learning the language. I'd love to hear it, because I really find that I kind of flow from one thing to the next to the next. The most important thing for me is to just keep doing something every day. So if I get bored of something like writing, I really try to read and write every day. But sometimes you like don't every once in a while, and instead of just falling off the cliff, figure out something else that works for you in that language. So maybe watch some YouTube videos or talk to somebody or something. So if you have something interesting that I might like to try, let me know, because I might like to try it. All right, peace.